I keep showing up over and over and over and over. Yeah.
This was one of the most important things. It wasn't about the result. It's the fact that I showed up. The result was just whatever.
If you want it bad enough, you find a way. If you don't want it bad enough, you find an excuse.
So many lives would transform overnight if they realized my life sucks, I have nothing going for me, really means I have nothing to lose, and that makes you a very dangerous person.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to win, but it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, it matters how you play the game. You know that that's right, but...
What I had to understand was that you're not in competition with anybody but yourself.
Ask yourself this: what if something small could be something great? Most people already have a high threshold for joy. Do not make it worse by feeling shame when little things break through your defenses and make you smile.
It's the discipline.
The discipline is the most difficult thing, not only in sports, but in life.
Don't let what you can't do in the moment interfere with what you know you can do.
That you decide, hey, look here, I'm going to move in this direction. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me from doing what I want to do.
Right? Like, the better you get at something, the more you fall in love with it. And the more you love something, the more patience you're going to have to get good at it.
Like, look, you're not going to win it. You're not going to score on every shot.
Right.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't take the shots. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try to hit the goal.
And we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. As said by Aristotle.
Because talent without work is nothing, and work without talent is nothing too. So I think the both mix up.
But you first have to figure out you, because a lot of people die with a lot of untapped potential because they're trying to be somebody that they're not.
You need to be the person that has the courage to step into a cage or a ring or wherever you, with whatever the format is you're competing, and to do something that's extremely difficult. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, they hold you to a higher standard.
Right.
The truth is, I had to work very hard to make it look easy. I spent years whining, swearing, throwing my racket before I learned to keep my cool.
Once you learn how to work, the work itself is self-reinforcing and you enjoy it. It's everything else that you didn't know you were going to have to sacrifice so that you could get back to working.
When you trade your time, you are literally trading your life for something. So what are you going to trade it for? And what is the point of making that trade?
Listen to the voice from within, the energy inside, knowing you can be more than this. Where there are no limitations, excuses, negative energy. It's just high voltage or positive energy.
Health is the foundation upon which the rest of your life is built. And if your health is not sound, then your mind is not sound. Your energy system is compromised. These are sliding door moments. And if you say to yourself,
the next time,
aha, a moment, I need to act. Okay, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to do that. You've already lost the plot.
Look, when I step onto the field, I have to believe that I'm the best. Because my mindset, as I said, was very clear from the first time I started playing this game. I'm not going to allow anyone to think that I'm just a pushover.
He says enjoyment is efficiency.
Yes.
That he looks at however much enjoyment I get out of doing a thing is just a direct correlate with how efficient I was at doing it. That the more that I enjoy something, the more efficient I'm going to be.
Cry it out if you need to, and then force a smile. You move on, be relentless, adapt and grow, work harder, work smarter. Remember, work smarter.
Small details, in the end of the day, will make the big difference, in my opinion. So, as you say, and I will keep repeat, the consistency is the most difficult thing.
Just doing it every day.
Yes, every day.
It's like your family is more messed up than it could be if you were less messed up than you are.
Right.
So if you just got your act together, like 10% more, your family would be 1% better.
Right.
It's like, well, do it.
Champions look at their adversity and they don't run from them. They actually lean into them. They run towards them. They face them. And a lot of people just get stuck because they say, I don't know how to overcome this problem.
Most distractions come dressed as easy opportunities. This is interesting because as people begin to accumulate the success that they say that they want, this becomes an increasingly big problem.
Well, the opportunity takes place usually when you're young and you don't have any responsibility. That's when you have your options. Well, your options are severely limited the more you gather responsibilities.
Like, is there a way that I could appropriately adjust this risk to normalize different opportunities? And I think that that single skill set is one of, if not the most important skill sets as an entrepreneur, because fundamentally it's betting.
And I want you to think about what's that one thing in your life? What's that one thing that's holding you back that you can go all in on instead of running away from? So start to ask yourself each morning, how would the best version of me show up today?
So what kinds of things, what kinds of thoughts are you feeding your consciousness? What kind of things are you putting in your mind that will enable you to either move forward or to justify why you're staying where you are?
You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it.
What is your business plan? I don't have a business plan. My business plan is throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. The things that I like, I will keep doing. The things that I don't like, I'm not going to do.
Go, you got to get after it, and you got to have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something and to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific.
Fear is one of the greatest instruments that we could use to stifle our true potential. When you begin to look at your life, you can decide to use fear as a blocker, or you can decide to use it as building blocks.
To achieve the highest levels, you have to give up proportional amounts of the things you hoped the achievements would get you. There comes a time when the hard work you have to do is learning that you can't work any harder any longer, and that you have to change what got you here to what will get you to where you want to go.
When you're playing a point, it has to be the most important thing in the world, and it is. But when it's behind you, it's behind you. This mindset is really crucial because it frees you to fully commit to the next point and the next point after that.
So you're at the top of the stairs, dude. You have a moment, you recognize it. Mood follows action. You commit to, like, boom, I'm going all in on this. This part of the story of your life is like a movie, dude. Like, you go all in.
See, the thing about life, we're gonna die, right? Eventually we're gonna die, but our legacy can live on. The impact can be non-perishable forever, but it's gotta be built right. And we gotta take advantage of the time we have right now.
Race is not about the destination because there is no destination in mind. The race is about the running and what we see while we are running. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You might fail doing something you don't love. So you might as well fail doing something you actually love. It's better to fail doing what you care about than to fail trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Here's what I want you to do. Write down the 3 loudest voices in your head: parents, bosses, friends, whomever. Then ask, if these opinions didn't exist, what would I actually want? What would I actually do? That's where your real voice lives.
When that opportunity knocks and you can become something successful in life, you got to push forward. Like, even with myself, I had to make a decision when I was a drug dealing gangbanger. Am I gonna become a rapper and leave this behind when I'm getting this money and, you know, this ghetto superstardom? Or do I really want to become a real star and let that go and push it to the limit and say, I'm not finna eat, I'm not finna get no money, I'm not finna do nothing but put my faith in this? And I did, and 20-some years later, I can say, all right, this was a great decision.
I'm arrogant in the way that people think. I'm confident. I have a big confidence. I believe in myself. That's not being arrogant. That's something that's, I believe it's an individual strength in the human being. I have confidence. I believe in myself, and I have a vision, and I do everything, and I work hard for it. And I don't believe that's arrogant.
I think of myself as the greatest person that I can be. That's it.
I'm not going to go out on out on a limb and say I'm the greatest this or that. I was a kid with a dream. That's it. And the people before me set the bar so high, and I was a little kid that wasn't afraid to dream as big as I could. And that's really it. Like you said, like we were talking before, I was dedicated, I was hardworking, and that put me in the shoes where I am now.